ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ. ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ.
SSLC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಸರಣಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ.
ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ.
ಇಂದಿನ ಬಾನುಲಿ ಪಾಠದ ವಿಷಯ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಭಾಷೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಬೋಧಕರು ಸಂತ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆಯ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದ ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ.
Hello students, in the last session yesterday we went through the prose, the supplementary reading, letter writing and comprehension passage. In this session let us go through the poems, compositions and grammar. The first poem, To a Pair of Saurus Crane by Manmohan Singh. Students, in this poem we may get 2-mark questions or 4-mark question. There is a possibility for RTC as well. Kindly go through the poem properly. These are the few questions which repeated many a times in the past few years. How was the majestic neck humbled by the hunter? There's one more question. What did the hunters do with the male bird after killing it? Then, what is compared to the dirty linen in the poem to a pair of saurus crane? So one more question. When was the male saurus crane shot? Another question. How did the hunters handle the dead male bird? Kindly find the answers for these questions, students. Other than that, there are textual questions as well. So kindly go through that, and there are also some figures of speech in this lesson. Let us go to the poem number 2, Abraham Lincoln's letters to his son's teacher. From this lesson, more chances for 3-mark or even 4-mark question. 3 marks even may come in the form of RTC, reference to the context. These are the few questions which are repeated several times. What does Abraham Lincoln want his son to know about the people around him? How should he respond to them? Another one, list the values that Abraham Lincoln wants his son to learn in school to be an ideal citizen. One more question, list out the values that poet father wants his son to learn that would help him to deal with society in a better way. See that question number 2 and 3 are same but asked in a different way. There is chance for RTC. Kindly go through this poem. Now let's go to the poem number 3, The Temple and the Body. This poem is there for memorization. So kindly learn this. It's an easy poem where you can learn easily and get 4 marks. There are some figures of speech from this lesson, especially paradox. Even a 2-mark question can also be asked. Since there is a choice for the poem, even a 2-mark question is also a possibility from this lesson. Next, poem number 4, Lochinvar. Even this poem is there for memorization, the first 4 stanzas only. You may also get a 2-mark, 3-mark or even 4-mark questions from this lesson. Questions like, how did Lochinvar finally win Ellen for himself? Then, courage and bravery go together in the poem Lochinvar. Elucidate. Only the brave deserve the fair. Justify this statement with reference to the poem. So more chances for 4-mark question, students. Kindly learn well. Then let's go to the poem number 5, A Poison Tree by William Blake. This poem is also there for memorization. So this is also a easy poem. So you can definitely learn two poems very well. I think these two poems will help you a lot to get 4 marks easily. Apart from that, there is also 2 or 3 mark questions may come from this. There are some figures of speech in this lesson. Kindly go through. There is a question, how does the poet explain that suppressing and expressing the anger have got contrast result? You know what happened when the poet, when he expressed his anger came to an end, and when he suppressed his anger, the anger grew, and finally it grew into a poison, into a tree which bore poisonous fruit. Then, how did William Blake nourish his anger? This question has come for 2 marks. Similarly, there are some other questions from the textbook. Kindly go through this. We have a time limitation also, so we can't go through in detail. Then let's go to the next poem. Kindly note, poem number 6, Sonnet 73rd, has been deleted. And next poem is The Stolen Boat by William Wordsworth. Dear students, from this poem, more chances for 4 mark questions. Kindly learn this well. Questions may come the following way. Narrate in your own words Wordsworth's experience in nature and the appearance of the huge peak. Second, describe the effect that the spectacle of the peak had on poet's mind. Another question, what were the effects of moving the boat without owner's permission on the mind of the poet? Why did the boy turn back his boat with trembling words? Explain. Another question, to Wordsworth, nature was a living presence. Pick out any 5 details from the poem. So kindly go through these questions and answer, students. Definitely a 4 marks is a possibility from this lesson. Now let's go to the poem number 8. Now poem number 9, because poem number 8 has been deleted, that is Mending Wall. Now let's go to the poem number 9, Butto by Torudat. Students, kindly note, you may get 1 mark, 2 mark or even a 3 mark question. 3 mark question may come in the form of RTC as well. A question like, why was Butto driven with shame by Drona? Secondly, how does Butto show his reverence to Drona? This may come for 3 marks. The first one may come for only 1 mark. Next, how did Dronacharya bless Butto? For 2 marks. Why did Drona make an unfair demand from Butto? How did Drona justify his unfair demand? Why had Butto gone to Dronacharya? Even RTC may come. Lo, all my inspiration here and my knowledge is from thee. So this may come as an RTC. There are some other lines as well which can come in the form of RTC. Kindly go through. Next, poem number 10, CLM, the last poem of your textbook. 3 mark or 4 mark is a possibility. Question, the questions like, how has John Masefield expressed his guilt as well as his gratitude towards his mother? Why does John Masefield want his mother's grave kept shut? So both these questions may come for 3 marks. How is the sense of guilt and ingratitude of the son brought in the poem CLM? Next one, how does John Masefield describe his mother's suffering? So students, kindly go through the summary of this poem which would help you to write answer for all the above questions that I asked. Now, next let us go to the grammar part. Dear students, kindly note, the following topics may come in the form of grammar. First question may be in the form of synonyms or meanings. Then antonyms with prefix or with suffix. Then there is a question on homophone or a rhyming word. Parts of speech may also carry 1 mark question. Next is word forms noun form, verb form, adjective form or adverb form. Next, nouns, that is genders, numbers, collective nouns, etc. Then use the same word as different part of speech. Words used in sentences as noun and verb, or verb and adjective, or adjective and adverb. Then we may get a question on phrasal verbs. To use the phrasal verb in your own sentence. Then modals, that is language functions such as request or permission or ability. Then there may be a question on idioms and phrases, tenses and correct verb forms, prepositions, conjunctions and articles. There is a question on question tag as well. Then active and passive voice, degrees of comparison, direct speech and indirect speech, or we also call it as a reported speech, clauses, types. Kindly note student, the clauses which you have studied in standard 9th, that is even the if clauses which may come here. Then framing questions to get the underlined word as answer. Kindly note, when you are framing a question, the underlined word should not come in your question. Then transformation of sentences, simple, complex and compound. Then affirmative, negative or interrogative or exclamatory sentence. You may also get a question, the usage of the structures in sentences like neither and nor, then no sooner than, so, dash dash that not, hardly when, besides, either or, to, as soon as. Then there may be a question on figures of speech. So these are all the grammatical topics which may come in your question paper, students. Kindly learn them well. Dear students, kindly note, we noted the topics that come under grammar. Now some of the grammar topics let's discuss. You may get a 2-mark question for change into other 2 degrees of comparison. As you know, there are 3 degrees of comparison: positive, comparative and superlative. Now question may come, the Ganges is one of the holiest river in India. Which is the given degree? You all know that the given degree is a superlative degree. Now what is the comparative form of this? The Ganges is holier than many other rivers in India. Then what is the positive degree? Very few rivers in India are as holy as the Ganges. Now, when one of the is given, your comparative degree should be holier than many other, not any other. Now, kindly note this question. Sachin Tendulkar is the best cricketer in India. I did not tell Sachin Tendulkar is one of the best cricketers in India. The question is, Sachin Tendulkar is the best cricketer in India. What is the given degree? You all know that the given degree is superlative. Then what is the comparative form here? Sachin Tendulkar is better than any other, not many other here, any other cricketer in India. Then what is the positive degree? When one of the is given, we started our positive degree with very few. But here one of the is not given. Sachin Tendulkar is the best cricketer in India. So our positive degree should start from no other cricketer in India is as good as Sachin Tendulkar. So this is about the degrees of comparison. The next topic is combine the following sentences using to and so dash dash that not. My house is very far, I cannot walk. These are the sentences given. So you have to rewrite these sentences into one sentence using to, then another sentence using so dash dash that dash dash not. Now the first sentence is, my house is too far to walk. My house is too far to walk. Then the second sentence, my house is so far that I cannot walk. Another one, this mango is sour, I cannot eat it. This mango is too sour for me to eat. Then the second one, this mango is so sour that I cannot eat it. Another sentence, my friend is fat, he cannot dance. How you will combine this sentence using to? My friend is too fat to dance. Another sentence, my friend is so fat that he cannot dance. Now let us go to the active and passive voice. Kalidasa wrote Shakuntala. Change the voice. So how will change now here? Kalidasa wrote Shakuntala. Shakuntala was written by Kalidasa. Why was written has come here? Because wrote is past tense. When past tense is there, was or were will come. Were will come when the subject is plural. When the subject is singular, was will come. Now, I wrote many poems. Look at that. I wrote many poems. Many poems were written by me. Same thing, I am writing many poems. I am writing many poems. Ing form has come here. That is, progressive form has come. Many poems are being written by me. I love music. Simple sentence. I love music. Present simple. Music is loved by me. Now, another sentence may come. Please read the instructions carefully before you write the exam. How do you change it in passive voice? You are requested to read the instructions carefully before you write the exam. Bring the first witness. Imperative sentence. Your passive form is let the first witness be brought. The next topic is rewrite into no sooner ... than. Question will come like this. As soon as the referee blows the whistle, the game starts. You have to rewrite into no sooner. No sooner does the referee blow the whistle than the game starts. As soon as the teacher came to the class, all the students stood up. No sooner did the teacher come to the class than all the students stood up. Now what you have to do is, when there is a present tense, for example, as soon as the referee blows the whistle, present tense, that is blows, that time does will come. No sooner does the referee blow the whistle than the game starts. When there is a past tense, as the teacher came to the class, all the students stood up. No sooner did the teacher come to the class than all the students stood up. Dear students, there are many other topics that have to be dealt, but because of the time restraint, I cannot deal with all of them. School teachers can definitely help you out. Certain things you need to remember, students. Kindly learn the poem very well, both the poems, the vachanas and the poison tree, where you can get 4 marks easily. Concentrate on letter writing and composition, that is essay writing, and 4-mark questions. Kindly learn the 4-mark questions. 4-mark questions may come from the lesson. One is poem CLM, then the stolen boat, then Abraham Lincoln's letter to his son's teacher from the lesson Anne Frank, then Louis Pasteur, moral action. I am telling only the important topics here. Dear students, kindly note, 4-mark questions may come from the following lessons. Louis Pasteur, the conqueror of diseases. What is moral action? The gift of Magi. The girl who was Anne Frank. From the poem Abraham Lincoln's Letter to his son's teacher, Lochinvar, A Poisonous Tree, Stolen Boat, CLM. 3-mark questions also may come from this lesson. Apart from that, poem number 9, Butto, then A Pair of Saurus Crane. So kindly learn all these topics properly. Then pay attention towards grammar, where out of 19 you can score definitely not less than 15. Analogy. Kindly see that analogy, 4 marks you can score there. One is synonym, homophone, and opposites, that is antonyms, and one more is noun form or verb form or adjective form. Different forms of the words will come there. So kindly go through that. Then comprehension passage, you can easily score 4 marks, 4 out of 4. 2-mark questions already I discussed from which lesson it may come. Then RTC, kindly note RTC, more chances for these lessons. A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise, The Gift of Magi, then Louis Pasteur, The Conqueror of Disease, The Eyes Are Not Here, then The Girl Who Was Anne Frank, and The Pie and the Tart. From the poem To a Pair of Saurus Crane, Abraham Lincoln's Letter to his son's teacher, Lochinvar, The Stolen Boat, Butto, or even CLM. Students, you have got 19 marks for grammar, so kindly learn these grammar points properly and try to get all the 19 marks. Dear students, let us go to the essay writing now. The topics that can be asked in essay may be mass media, social problems, or national integration, and environmental pollution, then pandemic. Now recently pandemic is a topic that can come in your essay as well, or online classes. Now in this pandemic you had online classes, the advantages and disadvantages of online classes. You may also get a question on the hardship that you went through during the pandemic, or else social media, national integration, the need of the hour in India. Then man's role in reducing the global warming, then role of schools in promoting national integration. Protection of environment is a responsibility of all the citizens. Question may come on the topic mass media, adverse effects of mass media on students, role of students in keeping the environment clean and green, or else question may come in the form of national leaders. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, an inspiration to the students. Recent natural calamities, nature's way of retaliating against its degradation. Kindly go through all these topics, students. There may be some topics definitely may come from this session which I dealt with. Kindly go through them and try to get very good marks in your board exam. Now, hope all of you have studied well and prepared well, but still there is time for the examination. You have to go through once again the second round of preparatory examination. Then on March 28, your final exam begins. Wishing all of you all the very best. May God bless you all. Don't get panic, but put your best efforts. God bless you all.
ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ ಬಾನತರಂಗದ ಶಾಲೆ ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಗಂಗೆಯ ಶಾಲೆ.
ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಬಾನುಲಿ ಶಾಲೆ SSLC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಸರಣಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಭಾಷೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಬೋಧಿಸಿದವರು ಸಂತ ಅಲೋಶಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರೌಢಶಾಲೆಯ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದ ಲ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ.
ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ, ತಿಳಿಯೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ ಗೆಳೆಯರೇ.